So in this watercolour demo, we're going to do a simple background, something a bit like this. This is my riverbank where I walk every day and often get quite a bit of inspiration from what I see. Now, if you look at this background, it's interesting. It's got an exciting texture and it looks very real, but at the same time, it's not overdone. And that's the most difficult thing about doing backgrounds, not overdoing it. So what I'm going to do is get my new brush, it's a big bamboo brush, and I'm going to mix up some phthalo blue with a touch of burnt umber. And I'm going to make a lovely grey. Whoops, look at that. Wash out my brush, get some burnt umber. So this will go green if I add too much burnt umber, so I don't want it to go too green. There we go. I think that's pretty good. But I need more, so have to begin again. Here we go. So I think that will do. Now let's test it. So I begin with just the hills or the mountains in the distance. I could make these a lighter, even lighter colour, but I want to do a super simple background. But I think what I will try and do in this one is get little specks of white if I can, suggesting bits of sparkly things. I could have done a bit better than that, but we'll go with that. Okay, and now we're going to do buildings, and I might even make my mix just a little bit stronger. So you can see I'm making new decisions on the spot. So here's my building, and here are some like balconies or something, which is so important just to make the building look interesting. And I want to add a bit more burnt umber to this, grey it off a bit. Now here's like a gas tank, they're around here in Japan, and then maybe a building here. So brushwork is so important here. You really want lovely dry brushwork, and if possible, I haven't done it very well here, but little specks of white sticking out. Maybe this was the wrong brush. I should have used this smaller one. And it's drying out too quickly, so just spray it. And we'll get this lovely texture. Okay, so let's use this small bamboo brush. And like that. And then it dried off a bit, which is a bit of a danger. And then here we've got something like a crane. Not a crane actually. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but like a drill piece or something. And they're basically drilling into the ground, maybe checking the ground to see if it's okay for building, or maybe they're putting foundations in or something, I don't know. It's not as wide as that, but it doesn't matter. And we've got a big crane over here. It's actually here, but I don't care, just as long as this is an interesting space with little things happening. So it's all understated, but it's not super simple. Maybe a few aerials. I don't know what I'm doing there, but I like it. I might even have some wires here. Just lovely little things happening. In reality, it's not very pretty, all this stuff, but from a distance, it can look nice. Okay, I'm making my mix again, and now this is the difficult thing, and I haven't got very good paper, but I'm going to do dry brush for the river, and it gives me, do you see that? I'm doing quick strokes across. And if it's, what you really should do is practice on some scrap paper like this first. And if you're getting that dry brush effect, then you're good to go. And if it's too wet, then just use your rag and dry off the excess water on your brush. Okay, so, and then maybe over here. So I think this is looking good. I perhaps could have done, before I even started, a light grey, very light grey dry brush under this, and that would have added an extra quality to it. It might be fussing a bit, but I think it would look good. So in the future I might try that. But can you see how beautiful that looks? And it really does look like something in the distance, doesn't it? So I'm just going to spray it to add a bit more texture. And let's leave that to dry. And then I'm going to do a few more things to it that you might find really fun to try yourself.